special thank you to our sponsor of Russ Reels Live, the Boulder Falls Inn of Lebanon, Oregon. For more information on Boulder Falls Inn and their great conference facility, call 541-451-1000. Okay, I was moving and grooving. I was just dancing here to the music. So it's so good to be with everybody today. I tell you, there's nothing that gets me more excited and joyful than music. And I was talking about that this morning on Marketing with Russ, and I just love it. I just love good music. Happen to be blessed with a musical family and a son that can do all my music for my shows, which is always a plus. So listen, I'm so glad that you are all here today on Russ Reels Live, where we're just real and we talk about life and we come up with amazing topics with amazing people that can talk about those topics. And today is like none other. We have Mr. Tim Sohn, Mr. Joseph Gonzalez, Ingor Van Rooi, Charlene Brown, and Dave Crysler. They're in the house ready to bring the good word about video and business. Now, probably we'll start off with Ingor because she loves video. And so that's probably where we'll start. And she's in the green room shaking her head going, stop saying that. But we're just going to have a fun time today. It's all about bringing information in an enjoyable manner. So you like to join in, because I'm going to tell you right now, one of the best things you can do is connect and build community. And one of the easiest ways to do that is go on live streams that are happening like this one. Get in the comments, start talking, commenting, connecting with the people in there. You can also connect with all the people on this show, because you know what? All of their contact information and they'll be giving it to you. It'll be in the comments, but it's also in the show notes. And so what you can do after the show is says, hey, Joseph, I saw you on Russ Reels Live. You were amazing. Hey, Tim, I really want to connect. You could talk to all of them and you can connect and learn more about them. And that would be an awesome thing. They would completely enjoy that. And I'm all about that. I'm all about connection. And that you could go to russhedge.com to connect with me. That's where there's all the information you need to know about me. My entire life is at russhedge.com pretty much. So go there today and you can connect with me any way that you could think of. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar to Zoom with me and chat. And I would love to do that. This year, my goal is to connect with at least 1,000 new people. And I'm doing a great job of that because it's about 3 people a day. It sounds like a big number, but it's about 3 people a day. I am knocking it out of the park. So I would love for you to be one of those people, because I love people. I love to connect with people. Also, don't forget, please subscribe on YouTube. You can go to russreels.video. Russreels. Oh, wait a sec. Is that right? Russreels.live. Sorry. That will show up in the comments and Ever will correct me. But russreels.live. There you go. That's what it is. And that will take you directly to my YouTube page where you can subscribe and you can see all the past content as well as the future content coming up. It'll alert you to that. So I'm really, really excited about the subject today. So I'm just going to be quiet. And that's hard for me. I know. We're going to start bringing people in. And I love to bring in ladies first. My mama raised me to be a gentleman. So we are going to go ladies first. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about video and business. And first, we're going to bring in the queen of video, Ingor Van Rooi, because she loves video so much. She just can't wait to get in here. Here she is.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Russ. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome. Well, you're pretty much a regular on my shows. And you are an amazing person. Tell everybody a little bit about you and what you're up to, and we'll just start with that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ingor, and I hate video. I'm recognized as a networking ninja. I'm hired by entrepreneurs to help them develop a LinkedIn strategy to stand out and connect with their ideal community. Many have no idea where to begin when it comes to networking, especially online. I'm there to hold their hand and help guide them through that process. I look forward to the conversation and welcoming the rest of the gang on screen. Thank you for having me, Russ.
All right, all right. Yes, I was telling you guys before we started the show was that we're conspicuously missing Shri Mahabar, who's an amazing person with video as well. But
Yes.
because she has another live stream during this time, I had her on this morning. So I just want to tell everybody, if you missed that, go back and watch it on replay. All the links that are there, just like this show, once it's done live, the exact same links that we put in there for you will show you the replay. And that's a great place to be. Speaking of amazing people and another fine lady, Charlene Brown in the house. Here she is. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hi.
Well, we're doing awesome. It's a great day. It's sunny here in Oregon. I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but it's been a beautiful day, and that always lifts my spirits. So, Charlene, tell everybody that, I mean, my goodness, you're doing 500 live streams. Everybody should know you by now. But if they don't, tell them who you are.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope to get there someday with 5,000. But yeah, I am Charlene Brown, the brand misfit, and I help a lot of my clients really achieve their dream of not being everywhere, feeling focused, and using their websites as the ultimate digital foundation for their business, so they can streamline everybody in there, build communities, really build connections, and have everything that they've ever been doing in their business reflect on their website. So no one's double guessing and trying to figure out if that's you or not. So what's really helpful is for coaches, consultants, and speakers to actually display their knowledge and showcase all that they've done in one location so people can find it easily.
Well, it's interesting. I think that I accidentally stumbled on this before I met you, and that was driving everybody to my website. And
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting, when you and I first talked, you said, Russ, really to get people to capture who you are, you should put some video on your website. So we'll talk more about that, since that's what we're
Yes.
talking about today. But that was a fine, fine idea, and I took your advice on that. So next on is another video veteran, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tim Sohn. Here he is.
Hello, Russ. Hello, everyone.
Hey, I am so glad to have you here, Tim. I hardly ever see you. You got to quit being such a stranger.
I know we never see each other lately.
So, what I love about you, Tim, is you are definitely a true connector. We either video, text, chat, do something every morning, pretty much, and I
Yes.
appreciate you. And you are, hey, you've really been an inspiration to me in all that you're doing. But give everybody a snapshot of who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Russ. And you were just on the Tim and Jim show yesterday. So thanks for being on there again. That was a great show. So everybody check out the Tim and Jim show with Russ on the Tim and Jim show YouTube channel. Hey,
Yep.
everybody, I'm Tim Sohn. I am a dad, a husband, and founder of Sohn Social Media Solutions. I'm a live stream producer and coach for impact-focused nonprofits, entrepreneurs, and businesses who just want to show up on live video, whether it's for a show or a virtual event, and you just want to show up and you want somebody behind the scenes to push all the buttons and do all the things that are happening right here, like bring on the comments and bring on the graphics and all those things, and you just want to show up and have a great conversation. So that's what I do. And I'm also the host of Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer and co-host of the Tim and Jim show. So thanks for having me, Russ.
You bet. And you, of course, do an amazing, awesome job. I was telling everybody this morning, or yesterday morning, I'm sorry, on the Tim and Jim show, that if you want an awesome producer, give Tim a shout out, send him a link. But if he's not available, I'm the backup. So I'm in the bullpen waiting to come out. So you can always come to me if Tim's not available. So anyway, all right. So
I
next
agree.
up,
100%.
Mr. Joseph Gonzalez is in the house. Hey, Joe.
Boom. How are you, Mr. Russ? Everybody
I
on the
am
panel, how are you guys doing? Doing everything good?
Doing great. Great, great. I love the boom. Bring the boom, man. I've got that boom little emoji figured out. Every time I read your stuff and watch your video, I'm always typing in, give me the boom emoji. Boom. Yes, I love that. So, Joe, you are just a ball of energy. I think that I have a lot of energy till I watch your videos. And you've just become an amazing friend. Tell everybody a little bit about what you're up to these days.
Well, my name is Joseph Gonzalez. I'm the founder, owner, solopreneur of In the Game Group. What is In the Game Group? Basically, where I work with organizations to optimize and align high-performing teams, to turn around the culture, work with the executives to come up with different strategies on how can they retain top talent and attract new talent as well. But my passion, compassion, and everything that I have with my heart is to serve people and bring equality to all. That's what I live for. That's what I'm relentless about. And I'm not going to stop until I make or change the world and everybody with everybody.
Well, and you know me, Joe, that I am all about helping people be world changers and difference makers. And you and I are completely aligned in that.
Yes.
Love to, and like my good friend Russ John says,
Yes.
you're this way, love to help more people.
That's
And
right.
I think everybody here is in that camp, including my good friend, Mr. Dave Crysler, who's in the house. Come on, Dave. How you doing?
How we doing, Russ? Great to see everybody. I'm excited to be here and participate on this live. So I've never done a live video before, so I'm excited to be here.
Yes, I know. It's amazing. It's a new experience for you. Yes. Well, so on that note, why don't you tell everybody who you really are and what you're up to?
Thank you. So my name is Dave Crysler, and I own an operations consulting business called the Crysler Club, where we work with manufacturing leaders mostly to help them create the systems they need to grow and optimize their business.
Wow, there you go. You have one of the most concise descriptions of what you do of anybody I know. Every time somebody starts in, I figure I got a minute or two to lay back. And you, man, woo, you always catch me off guard. I'm thinking, for somebody like me who's afraid of silence, that's a big deal. I'm like, wait, it's silent now. It's silent. Quick, talk.
Come back.
Oh, well, listen, I want to jump back to Ingor really quickly because we're talking about video, and she and I had a conversation that she likes to recount back before she really started doing a lot of video. And I encourage her because she was so naturally good, but she has really learned the advantages. So today we're talking video and business. So let me just expand that a little bit to say, we want to talk a little bit about the enormous advantages to video of all types with your business. Joseph does great morning videos. They're not live streamed, but he's chose to do daily videos that way. A lot of us have several live stream shows. We do other little things on video. My good friend and co-host D. Scott Smith not only does Amazon lives with books and authors, but also does conferences and video things. There's so many things you can do with video and business. So back to you, Ingor. What have you found is just the highlight for you and the blessing for your business when it comes to video?
I think it's for my business and for me personally. It's just being able to connect with so many people at once. Fridays are my highlight because I get to go live and spend a few minutes with my community and just tap in and hear how everyone's week is going and share my thoughts on a topic and hear what they have to say as well. For me, that's just, it's priceless, really.
Yeah. Well, I think that is you and I completely agree on that. I think it's one of the biggest advantages to video is being able to come together. And I was blessed on the Tim and Jim show yesterday. We were talking about building community to conversion of customers that come into your business, right? Because everybody wants to be able to get there, right? They want to build community. They want to make friends. They want to do it the right way. But at the end of the day, they also want to build their business. We all have to have a business so we can keep doing this, right? Otherwise, we'll stop dead in our tracks. So we have to do some business. And, Charlene, you have, man, oh man, I've lost track of how many live streams you're doing right now. But every time I flip on LinkedIn, there's that big smile somewhere doing it. So tell us a little bit about what you have found to be the biggest advantages for you.
For me, it's definitely been able to express why I love what I do, and then really showcase it in giving demonstrations, giving a quick tip here and there, and answering those fire questions. I think that's really been such an amazing opportunity to not only connect, but let people see that, hey, you do know what you're talking about. So, and a lot of times people think they're throwing a twist at you, but then you can, especially if you've been in the business that you adore so much, you can start to think outside the box, or if you don't know the answer, you can say, you know what, I'm not sure. That sounds like it's just starting out, and I've been hearing about it, but it's just fairly new in the game. So let me just, figure things out, and then I'll get back to you. So things like that has really been instrumental, not just for me, but definitely for my community.
Yeah, and I was one of those people that got a demonstration done on my website on one of Charlene's shows with Rob Berry, and they had all kinds of fun picking apart my website, and it was so fun because I could take it. In fact, I couldn't wait to put my website address up there so they could just pick away. But they were so kind. They were very kind, but had lots of good information, and so I do appreciate those demonstrations. And another person that is always kind of nailing down topics and questions and connecting through that, and also providing amazing information, is Mr. Tim Sohn. I love showing up perspectives on cancer and the blessing you are to people, Tim. So talk about all that you've been blessed with in videos. It started with you expressing and telling the story about your own journey overcoming cancer.
Yeah, thanks so much, Russ. I started sharing my cancer journey a little bit over a year ago, in June of 2021, on Jenny Gold's Podcast Not Podcast show. So shout out to Jenny Gold. And so many things have happened as a result of that. I've connected with other cancer survivors and supporters. I ended up creating the Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer show. I think we're about 8 months in, and a new co-host is starting on August 2nd, Erica Campbell. So shout out to Erica Campbell, which I'm so excited about. And we're having our first in-person Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer event on September 10th here in Pennsylvania. Thank you.
That's awesome.
So many things as a result of sharing a more personal aspect of my life has just connected me with people on a more deeper level.
Yes.
That I never thought would happen.
Well, and it's as Charlene's one of her many co-hosts, Carl Sean Watkins, but he's probably her favorite. Shh, don't tell the others that I said that. But anyway, Carl Sean Watkins is all about vulnerability and authenticity, and really, you were super vulnerable telling that story and getting things out there. And, it really brings people together when they know a little bit more about you, and they know what you've come from. It's really then people that are dealing with that. There's like, I know this Tim guy. I know what he's all about. And, I think that, Joseph, there's one thing that I've loved about all that you're doing. You're right out there wanting to help people and give to people, raise people up, and do amazing things. And you express that in your videos in the morning, and I love that.
Well, what caught me kind of like by surprise, Russ, when I shared some of my story, my battles, my journeys, starting with my folks migrating to the country, in my childhood journey. I started posting. I'm fairly new in LinkedIn. I'd say a year and a half or two, basically. I started posting just regular posts. I was getting pretty good feedback, but once I started getting out there and videoing every day, sharing my story, sharing my experiences, what I do as a profession, how I help so many folks, etc. What I started getting was a lot of DMs, a lot of feedback saying, "Hey, you know what? Now we know you. Now we know who you are." So I said, that's the route that's the way I need to continue to go, because the message that I was putting out before wasn't getting the same, how would I say, same exposure as when I started being live myself, being the genuine Joe that I've been for so many years. So that's where I started to see the difference between the video. And ever since I've started posting videos, my connections, my community, Russ, everybody has grown, and it's just getting so amazing that for me it's been a blessing, and I'm blessed just to have the community that I've built via the videos, just being a regular Joe.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think that it's amazing, especially shout out to LinkedIn and the LinkedIn community. I got to be honest with everybody. One of my favorite things is there's less drama on LinkedIn. And number two, there's more people that really, truly want to connect. Someone the other day told me, yeah, but people are always trying to spam me and sell me. I said, absolutely. They're doing that everywhere. But
Yeah.
there's a bigger crowd of people that are really, truly trying to connect, that are really trying to build community. I have found that when I've had vulnerable moments, whether I've talked about my mama who's, in her last days with Alzheimer's, or when I talked about my car accident that I had 39 years ago where I almost died, or when I talked about having COVID, I did all those things to be encouraging. It sounds counterintuitive, but I
Yeah.
took all those moments and I said, I learned so much from this. I grew from this. I was blessed to be alive and then take that perspective to life and to others with all that I did. And, and it was interesting when Tim had the radiating reel, he and Nancy, and I threw out my first video when I was down with COVID. Nobody had really been talking about that a lot on LinkedIn. And there was a lot of radiating real stuff happening, but I thought I'm just going to kind of share with people what I'm going through and that I'm fine. I'm alive, but this is what's happening. And it was thousands of people that responded and watched and reached out. It
Wow.
was amazing. And it's just like, and that is the community. You don't do that to get sympathy or to just get people to come. But what it does is it builds that vulnerability and that community of people saying, he is like me, she is like me, going through those things. And Dave, when I first met you, you are just an awesome guy, just an awesome friend. That's why you're on my show all the time. But no, I mean, I love you. You're in the manufacturing industry and in things that I think are kind of boring, honestly. So there you go. I'll throw that out there. But you put such a positive spin on it, and you bring things. That's what I love. You could take what I think is a boring subject and you make it interesting. And that's one thing that video does.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a couple of things. Like everybody else has said, from my standpoint, it really gives me a video gives me the opportunity to be me. And as I tell a lot of people, while manufacturing might not be for everybody, there are some really educated, really, well trained, hold a lot of different certifications to do some of the process improvement work and the things that I talk about. And at the end of the day, I'm very clear with people. That's not me. And, that's okay, because what video allows me to do is to talk about those things from how I feel like most people want to approach it. Most people that are out on the shop floor are just coming in. They want to try to get their job done. They want to go home, right? They want to contribute. They want to be recognized for their contributions. And, leadership is obviously trying to push forward and grow the business and do those types of things. So to be somebody like myself who's come from the floor, who's been in leadership, and to be able to bridge that gap and talk about those things in an approachable way, and to do that where I don't feel uncomfortable, and I can be me, and I can stumble here and there, and I can say the wrong word, and people just say, hey, that's okay, this is you. They get a taste of what it's like to not not only work together, but to just interact and have a conversation. And I'll be the first person to tell you, hey, if we talk, it doesn't mean that we're going to work together, because I don't even know what your problem is yet. I don't know if I'm equipped to to solve this challenge that you've got. But the cool part about it is that I've built a network with so many amazing people like yourself, like the other people on this panel, and I could tap into that. And video has really allowed me to do all of those things. I really only started creating content a couple of years ago. I never thought I had anything interesting to say. I thought, my voice sounded funny. I looked weird, all those things that everybody thinks. And, here I am a couple of years later and have built, a tremendous community of really fantastic people that I call friends outside of, what we do here. And that all came because of, myself putting myself out there on video and,
Yep.
in the world.
Well, I was telling somebody the other day that LinkedIn, building connections and friends is kind of like compound interest. Because when I started, it was one person here, two people there. I think we were talking about this on your show yesterday, Tim, and it just starts growing. Next thing you got 10 people, 15 people reaching out to you and more. And then you have people messaging you, "Hey, I'm coming in town. Let's meet up." And D Scott and I, we got to go meet Emily Harmon a couple weeks ago. She was in Portland. We're going to meet another friend coming in to Salem. Actually, he's coming right into Salem where I live. The end of next week. And then other friends coming into Portland here. I mean, I'm meeting probably a half dozen people that I haven't ever met in person in the next couple weeks. And so what I love about that, what that means is what people are developing and connecting through video and online is real, because they really want to see the people and spend time with the people. And when you have that caring, it makes a big difference. I love what John Maxwell says. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We can all spout about our industry all day long, but if people don't think we really care, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to watch our videos. They don't want to do anything like that. And so even though you hate video, Ingor, you are a light. So we met through video on the Global Tea Break, I think was where we met. If not, it was through Gail, who connected us from the Global Tea Break. And by the way, if all of you here have never been to that, it's tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Anybody can come. Global Tea Break is people all over the world. It started with Alan Hennessy in Dublin, Ireland, and my good friend D. Scott Smith, who's here in the comments today. And they started this Global Tea Break, and it's an amazing group. Anyway, there's this Russ Hedge guy talking tomorrow, so you might want to tune in and check that out. Anyway, so Ingor, tell us a little bit about when you made that switch in your brain and said, "I hate video, but I'm going to do it anyway," right? Was it so hard, really, after all, to really once you step forward?
Yes.
I was expecting that.
Yes, because I'm going to bring some controversy. Why not? The thing is, anything outside the comfort zone is difficult. And I would be lying to you if I told you that it's easy. It's not. But you have to really focus on your why. And for me, I'm just like you, Russ. I love people and I love to see them flourish. I love to build deeper connections with people. So that is why I do it, because I want to be able to build that connection, build that community. And I want to focus on my pillars, love, friendship, family, home, gratitude, integrity, all of those things, plus more kindness. All of those things is why I do video, because it allows me to be able to tap into a wider pool of people and reach and impact those. My life statement is to positively impact the lives of others. And so through video, I'm able to do it to the nth degree, because these videos that I'm creating, they're still going to be around once I die. They're still going to be here, and I'm still going to be able to impact people even though I'm not here anymore. So that's why for me it's so important, because I want to be able to inspire positivity, inspire positive change, in the lives of others, because there's so much negativity in this world, and we need to shift our focus onto
Yeah.
that instead.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. And I just want to say, Bruce is trying to make sure that I'm not going to forget. And Bruce meant to put PIR, not PIS, in September because it's the Portland International Raceway that he's coming into in September. And he and I are going to get together. He's already shouted out to me. Great friend.
Nice.
But, I wanted to say one thing, and that is what you just said, Ingor, the lasting effects of video. And this is where you put out a message for your business, you put out a message with the community, whatever you do, and it lasts and it benefits you personally and professionally down the road. It keeps giving, right? It's the gift that keeps on giving. And that is one thing, Charlene, that I did on my website because of your fine, advice. And that was, I'll be honest with you, authentic moment. I told Charlene, I'm having a tough time. It's easy for me to tell people and get excited, woo, and do it that way. But it's hard in print sometimes to actually do
Yeah.
it. And she's like, put a video on there. You should have a video on there right off the bat of you going, woo. And then everybody knows you're crazy right off the bat. And it's all over. So Charlene, talk about that.
Yeah, 'cause I think that's such a missed opportunity. We have so much big personalities in real life, and then we get stuck when it comes to writing a blog post, putting something on social media because we're writing and we're so in our heads. It happens to me all the time. And I was talking to D. Scott yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, instead of you doing AI audio, just use your own voice. Read out your own blog post." And I'm like, you know what? You're right. So now I have my goal for 2023 first quarter is to reread all my blog posts so I can create the audios for them and make that accessible, because that's the only reason I had the AI version, just so it could be something accessible. So I think we're leaving ourselves off of our website, and video allows us to bring ourselves back to our website so people get to know who you are. Even on your about page, create a short few seconds and put it on your about page, your home page, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I think that what is important there, and you said the word short, and for those of us who love to talk a lot, need to learn, and I have mastered that's the wrong word. I have learned this in business. I have not mastered it. I have learned in business that I'm able to do short if I'm very intentional and thoughtful about what I'm saying, and people only want to hear a short. I'll tell a story real quickly. This is a 30-second story of my beautiful wife, who, when I come home and I get all excited and I start in, she's been married to me. This will be 35 years this December. And she's like, okay, hang on. Is this going to be a long story? Because she just wants me to get down to the subject. And she goes, because I'm kind of bored already. And so and what she's telling me, and I love my beautiful wife who brings me back to earth and reminds me, people want you to give them good value and tell them something. They just don't want you to tell them 5 times over, right? It's like the preacher that preaches the sermon in the first 15 minutes and then preaches it 5 more times, the same thing. And then next 3 hours later, you're still there. So, okay, so enough about that. But anyway, on to Tim. Speaking of people that talk way too much.
Oh, I thank you, Russ. I appreciate that. What you were saying just reminded me about when I lived at home when I was younger with my parents, and my mom used to work at a hospital, and she would come home and tell us at the dinner table hospital stories, and they would go on and on and on. So that reminded me of that. So thanks for that story.
Well, this is what I love about you, Tim, and I told Russ Johns this the other day too. You are super relaxed, authentic, and just yourself on video. You don't try to put on big auras. You don't try to put on the D. Scott Smith has the radio voice, right? My kids called him the radio voice. That was their name for him. And I don't have the radio voice either, but what I like is you are just very down to earth when you're showing up for perspectives on cancer. It's something that people want to talk about. but honestly, you don't talk too much, but you're just kind of talking. You're just kind of, and people like that. They're drawn into that conversation. They can enter in the comments, engage with that. And I think that's where the live video portion is great because of the engagement portion, right?
Yes.
Right.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
left you on video that whole time while I was talking, just looking at everybody. But anyway, there you go. I never
No,
changed.
it's all good. Especially on showing up perspectives on cancer. It's a show it's a safe space for people to share their cancer stories. So I want the show to be focused especially on them. Not that I don't say anything, and I have questions and provide my perspective as well. But I especially want the space to be, focused on them and their story. And I want it to be a comfortable space. So with that show also, I do a pre-interview for that show because I want people to be as comfortable as they can be on a show that's about cancer. And you'll learn that soon, Russ, because you're going to be on the show in a few weeks.
That's right. Yeah. For those people that don't know, my dad passed away from lung cancer and dementia. And so I've definitely dealt with that on a personal level. And, this is, so something you touched on right there reminds me of Joseph, because when we first met, I mean, I always pre-interview everybody. And Charlene, we were talking about this, I think, either yesterday or recently, but in the interviewing process in our mastermind, we've been talking about things we do. And what I do, the way that I actually get ready and research people coming on the show, I get to know them. I get to know them and talk to them and develop a relationship and a connection with them. So when I bring all of you on the show, I already know how you flow. I know what you're about. I know you. And that's what I want. I never, ever, I don't think I've done a show where I did not talk to the person ahead of time. Even the shows I produce, I even do it on those shows that I produce.
You did one.
Ingor,
You're
right. You're right.
Elizabeth.
That's shocking because I trusted Gail so much. I just brought Ingor
It was
on.
me.
She's right.
Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's virtually, yeah. Oh, that's right. I brought Elizabeth on with that's what it was. Yeah. But I virtually never do that because it just makes it, like you said, Tim, it makes it different.
Yeah.
And Joseph, the reason I brought you up is because you, it only took me about 3 words with you to know, man, I got to get this guy on quick, Yeah, you brought the boom. That's for sure. So we're going to get you live streaming on your own show soon. But I mean, the video stuff you do, I just think it's great. You're very consistent. And I just love that.
Russ, for me, and I'm going to go back to what the panel has been saying. For me, it does have to do with me, but it's not directed towards me one bit. Because what I've started to notice is that everybody just wants a person, like Tim said, that they can talk to, that they can relate to, that they can feel safe and trusted with, to open up to. I've had several coaching calls, I'd say within the last couple of months. And from the moment, the second we get on that phone, it's bang, 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 just providing me information on their personal and professional life that I say to myself, whoa, this is amazing. And when you see people opening up and trusting in you, you're on the right path to bringing about change and making an impact on their life. And to me, that's the beauty of what we've built here on LinkedIn with everybody on the panel. We have built a community that people can reach out and trust each other. And that's the power behind what we've done. And that's why I dig the video. And like I tell everybody, I don't know anything. I'm just a guy that started doing videos, a regular Joe, and just be yourself. I don't want to be Russ. I can't be Russ. I will never be Tim or Dave.
Thank God for you.
I know. But I will do one thing. I'll bring the boom every day. If you want to laugh and have fun and have a reach out, and maybe we can make a difference in each other's lives, that's the power that we've built. And that to me is priceless. Talk about legacy, lasting videos that people can reflect on what you did and what you've helped them out with once we're not here. That's the power.
Yeah.
Right. And, again, just like you were saying, Dave, that, no matter what you're in, if you deliver that material in a way, and Bruce is going to get mad and comment again, this, even if it's a boring subject, it is amazing what you can do. I mean, I just think it's like, okay, I'll liken this to professors I had at Oregon State when I went to college. I had an economics professor that wrote his own book. He combined microeconomics and macroeconomics, if you guys know anything about that. And he made it so confusing because he knew everything. It was all about him. It wasn't about teaching us. It was all about him. And I flunked that class. So there you go. I put it out there. I flunked the class. And so then I retook it. It was still a boring subject, but I retook it. And the guy walks into the class. He goes, listen, okay, so you walk into Circle K down the street. You grab a bag of Doritos and a half rack of beer. This is what we're going. This is economics. And I'm like, what? That's economics? Oh my goodness.
So that's something I could get behind.
I like this guy. Okay, here we go. So no, but it was just the delivery and what he was all about. I aced that class. It was the same subject, the same stuff, but it was the delivery, right? And Dave, even with the people in your industry, maybe they're not all just gung-ho to be talking about that stuff all the time, but you're able to deliver information and bring additional information to them through video that really helps them.
Yeah, I mean, I would say traditionally people that are in manufacturing are kind of an old school type of crowd, right? Because it's been around a long time, and even through technology and advancements and all of those things, a lot of people aren't really comfortable with this type of technology and getting themselves out there. It's interesting because, I know that you mentioned having Shree on, and I actually chatted with her after your live show today. We had a call scheduled, and one of the things that Shree brought up, and I think it's kind of poignant here, is just the fact that, when you start to put yourself out there and get comfortable on video in particular, since that's the topic for tonight, it goes so much further than just creating content. It really gives you a comfort level to talk to many, many different people, not just about your specific, kind of subject area of expertise, but to ask really engaging questions to further, your relationship building skills. And I think that's the real power that video is kind of unlocked. And so, yeah, when you have an industry like mine, manufacturing, where maybe people aren't comfortable and people are thinking, I don't need to make any content. I'm not trying to build my personal brand, or, we've got a sales and marketing team that handles that for our manufacturing company. It can really help you in a ton of different scenarios. So I would still encourage people that are maybe thinking, well, I don't really need to do this. There's no real benefit to me, that, putting yourself out there and going through the practice and being consistent with it, you are going to see some benefits. You are going to see the relationships that you have in your life improve. You're going to build new relationships. And, that's the one thing that kind of stands the test of time, regardless of the specific industry you're in. But the more conversations that you have, the more relationships that you build, chances are the more business is going to come your way. It might not be direct piece of business, but, it's that second, third, fourth degree connections. It's, showing up somewhere and, oh, wow, this is really meaningful. It's, seeing a piece of content and maybe sharing that with a colleague of yours or something like that. And, that's how we can continue, especially as a group, continue to impact people that we are out here trying to help. So,
yeah, no, I totally agree. And, it's interesting. I'm so glad you brought that up about Shree, because she brought that up on my show this morning about the impact on everything you do in business when you're on video. And this is what I noticed with me. I have never really been afraid to talk to people. I know it's hard to believe that I'm not really shy,
really?
But anyway, but all of this video stuff, literally, because I'm talking to people all day long. When I get up now, like today, D Scott says, "Hey, can you present tomorrow?" I'm like, "Right on, dude. Let's do it." I mean, in years ago, I would have gone, "Well, let's see if I have anything prepared." I'd be a little nervous. I'm just like, man, I'm ready to go. I was thinking the other day when I was in church, I was thinking, I used to be on staff at the church I go to, And I was thinking, if the pastor called on me right now and said, will you get up and give a message? I could do it immediately. If someone, I'm at a meeting, they said, could you get up and give a talk on connection, community building, marketing, whatever? I could do it immediately because I'm doing all this video. It's grooming me and it's helping me build relationships in person and networking events and stuff too. It makes me better at all that I'm doing. And so I'm going to give everybody a last round here. So we're going to start again at the top with the ladies, but I'm going to switch it. We're going to let Charlene go first this time. And so I want you guys to just give me what you really want people to remember from today about this discussion of video and how it benefits business and life, and then how to get in touch with you. Uh-oh, you're muted, Charlene. That's okay. It's all good. Yeah.
So I was trying to stay quiet because my cat was having fun. But I would say make sure you're having fun in your video. Make sure you're comfortable with whatever it is that you want to share, because like we already said, you want to focus on giving value to those who are listening. And you can reach me, of course, on LinkedIn. I'm always on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern with my co-host, Carl Sean Watkins. We do Real Talk Live. And you can find me Tuesday nights with my other co-host that you've heard about, Sri Mahavir. And you also can find me on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern with Carl again, as we get down and dirty with credible vulnerabilities.
That's so awesome. Awesome. And yes, we hear your cat, and we love fun and we love cats. So it's all good. So, all right, Ingor, you're next.
Well, I'm all about Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. So I believe in relationships, in building community. And video allows you to be able to share that and share and relay emotion, so that you can build a deeper connection and relationship with others. So if you're not doing it yet, you better get on it. And if you're a little bit afraid, reach out to me or Sri Mahabir. We're actually coordinating a 3-day video challenge that starts next week, Wednesday to Friday. And you can find me on LinkedIn. I'll also drop my link tree in the comments. Thank you, Russ, for having me. And it's been a pleasure talking to all of you.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Well, I was involved in their last little video thing that they did and really enjoyed that. Every time you can push yourself to do more, I'm all for that. Okay. So, Mr. Tim Sohn, you're next.
Thank you, Russ Hedge. And I also was involved with that video challenge, and it definitely challenged me. I do hate recorded videos. I could live stream all day. Recorded videos, I probably did them like 8 times each or something. But love live streaming, like right here, right now. But what I would leave you with is think about different aspects of your life that you could share on live video, that from a more personal aspect. It doesn't have to be cancer, but do you like Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee like I do? Or is there something about your family you want to share? Or maybe there's a certain sports team you like? Or on that level, what could you share that you could relate with other people on a live stream or in some of your social media posts? And I'd love if you would connect with me on LinkedIn or email me. All the information's in the post. As Russ said, he's so good about putting all that information in there. So thanks for having me, Russ. It's so great to be here today.
You bet. You bet. And, I was thinking what's funny, you talked about not liking recorded videos so much. The last time I did the video challenge with Ingor, one of the first videos I did, I had my phone and I flipped it and my phone didn't rotate. And so the whole 2/3 of the video was me sideways. And I intentionally posted it because I said, here you go. It doesn't really matter. I screwed up, but I'm still posting it. Everybody's going like this, trying to see me. Okay, all right, there he is. Okay, we don't want to work with this guy because he turns his video sideways. Okay, so all right, next up, Joseph, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go with Tim. I like to do lives. Lives to me are the ticket in actually getting to know someone. Those recorded videos, edited. I mean, to me that just there's no benefit. But my message to everybody is use video to your advantage. Again, they're gonna see the live, the real, the power within you, your uniqueness, your ability to express yourself, show your vulnerabilities, show your power, and just show who you are and show up as yourself. And three of the four things that I tell everybody is believe, value, create, and recreate yourself. So those are the things I leave everybody with. And like I tell everybody, you can find me here on LinkedIn 365 24/7. Just reach out to me and I'll help you in whatever I can. And thank you, Russ, the panel, everybody. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you or be with you guys. Thank you guys very much.
Well, you are so welcome. And last but not least, bringing it up, Mr. Dave Crysler.
For the manufacturing community out there.
For all those that take boring subjects and make them look good. Here we go.
You're going to get so much heat for that, Russ. You know that. So my USA manufacturing people are going to be coming for you on this.
Right?
I love all you guys. I really do. I do. I love y'all. Come on.
My encouraging words are really, all about just getting started. Don't worry about the production value of things. I do a lot of pre-recorded videos and I do live streams. I wouldn't say I necessarily prefer one over the other. I think they both have a place. But for me, it's all about kind of putting in the repetition, putting yourself out there, being consistent, and just, getting started, not letting, I don't have a really fancy camera holding me back. I don't have a really great microphone holding me back. It's more important to start doing the work and getting in the habit of it. And the other things will come later. So those would be kind of my words of wisdom to people that are looking to start, and even up their game. Just continue to do it. Put yourself out there. And, connect with me. I would love to connect with people on LinkedIn, also pretty active on Twitter. I think you'll probably have our website somewhere in the screen. So connect with us there. Happy to do that. So I love connecting with people and just having a conversation. So if you feel inclined, please reach out. Love to have a chat with you.
Right on, right on. And Katie, I do love everybody from USA Manufacturing. I just want to tell you, it's interesting that you said I'm going to get a lot of heat for that because you guys, we are so interconnected. Of the people that I met this last week that I connected with for the first time, and there was a lot because I'm doing at least 3 or 4 a day. You guys all came up, all of you. Every one of you was connected to somebody that I talked to. And it's interesting how interconnected everybody is. And USA Manufacturing came up too, and they're involved in that group. And so I just think it's amazing how we can connect. I want us all to give a big shout out to another queen of video, but who hates video more than Ingor. And I got her to come on in a snippet of one of my anniversary shows, but she is totally freaked out by video. She's going to kill me later, but my amazing teammate and assistant ever will, I try my best. Hey, come on one of the Russ Wheels live. No. But she takes what somebody just said in the notes. She is a queen at repurposing video and putting together. You guys, anybody who said great little gems today, she'll put together little snippets and repurpose that and put that out. And it's amazing what she does and how far video goes, right? You can repurpose all of that, and that helps you in your business. So anyway, I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for being here today. And thank you, Ever, for doing everything in the background. And you can kill me later. It's okay. But thanks for being here. It won't be the last time. You all know I'll invite you back. So thanks a lot. I'm going to say goodbye. If you have a minute, hang out in the green room, and we'll see you later.
Thank you, Russ. I didn't even have a chance to do this.
There you go. The screaming go. The screaming go. Yes. Keep it going, Tim. Keep it going, Tim. There you go. You scream your way out. There you go. Okay. Yes. Well, I am so blessed with such great friends, and I have so much fun doing this because I have amazing friends who are so knowledgeable, who I learn so much from every time we come on in a show. I'm learning every time from them, and I appreciate that. So listen, thank you all for tuning in today. It's been a blessing. And for all those in the manufacturing world, I love you all just because I think it's a boring subject. Doesn't mean I don't care about you guys. So, and anyway, I am just blessed. And I'm going to say goodbye for today. Don't forget, we're here every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Russ Reels Live. Make sure I say the right show. Until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Goodbye.